At this point, we know every GTA game involves a ton of crime, but I'm determined to beat all of them without gaining any wanted stars. So how tough is the first 3D GTA game? Let's find out. But first, unfortunately, during my GTA San Andreas playthrough, I killed Claude, making this challenge impossible. So I had to dig around, resurrect Claude, and restart the game. As with every other GTA game up to this point, I will be using the wanted stars attained stat to track if I earned any wanted stars. Except this game doesn't have that stat. So unlike every other GTA, I will need to do this the old-fashioned way, by lying to my viewers. But really though, if you've played the game, you probably know what missions will give me trouble, and if you haven't, don't worry about it. So now to play the OG 3D GTA 3 without committing any more crime. Right off the bat, Claude got double timed by his girlfriend Catalina, the same one from San Andreas. Just as charming as I remember her.
I'm starting to get really bored of you.
She screwed CJ, but she screwed Claude over. Claude went to jail, and while being transported, the cartel broke out this prisoner and blew up a bridge, giving Claude a chance to escape, but trapping him on Portland Island. Now, I'm not allowed to use any cheats for this, but this time around, I did install a mod. I didn't download the Silent Patch mod in the off chance it affected wanted stars, but I did give Claude an unhealthy amount of Ozempic. AKA, I downloaded the widescreen fix. But from looking at the files I added, I'm pretty sure this just fixed the resolution, and that was it. Oh look, XML. Yeah, this is probably fine. Anyway, I went with my guy 8ball who couldn't use his hands, and we headed to Luigi's club for work. And Luigi gave me a note for my first mission.
Go and spank my girls down Portland Harbor.
Okay, wow, that's really forward. I had to steal a dealer's car, respray it, and deliver it, but there was no police for this. And then it was back to Luigi's. I had to help bring a girl to the Don's son, Joey, and drive into Diablo territory.
Watch yourself. That's Diablo turf.
Which meant literally nothing. Like, it's hard to overstate how little this affected anything. Okay, these civilians love trying to commit insurance fraud by diving right in front of my car. Relax. I'll run you over in a timely manner. And Joey thanked me for the help by asking me to plant a car bomb on this guy, Lip Forelli. Yeah, hopefully we got the right guy, I don't know. Back to Luigi's club, where a wannabe pimp was stealing some of Luigi's business, and was dumb enough to get out of his car when I showed up, so I just ran him over pretty easily. Continuing my moral quest, I went to help Luigi pimp some girls at a police ball. Maybe this will make them not chase me in future missions. Honestly, just so ungrateful. Joey told me about a guy selling spank from Colorado or Colombia.
Columbia or Colorado.
We've been over this before, you can't use real-life locations. Once again, I turned these criminals into roadkill, and the police thanked me by not giving me wanted stars. But soon came the first problem mission. Van heist. Joey convinced me to rob this money van on payday, and I had to damage it enough before I could enter. This van behaved the same as a police car, and that ramming it instantly gave me wanted stars. On top of that, staying at a 1-star wanted level while continuously ramming it was not possible, because it took a lot of hits. So I had a new strat. Instead of ramming into the van to cause damage, I could blow up a car. This was also pretty hard because I kept killing myself or not exploding close enough to the van. However, the main problem was that the car seemed immune to any indirect damage. If I crashed a car into the wall until it blew up, that explosion did nothing to the van. But if I shot at a car and blew it up just far enough away, it would damage the van enough and let me steal it. The sad part is that this still gave me 1 wanted star. So sadly, this will add my first wanted star to the count, but I was still determined to keep this as low as possible. Soon after, Joey introduced me to Tony Cipriani, who I drove to run some errands. Triads have a business? Looks like a money laundering scheme. Yeah, that did not work. But Tony got me to destroy some Triad laundry vans, which I got done with no police. Tony then left me a note saying I had to fight more Triads.
They may be shoving a firecracker up your ass.
Alright, I was gonna go anyway. You don't have to convince me more.
Nobody messes with Tony Cipriani.
Okay, you literally just pronounced it Cipriani, dude. Which is it?
Yeah, I'm Tony Cipriani.
This man is a fed. Once again, vehicular manslaughter was key. Except for this one guy I blew up in front of a cop, but he didn't seem to mind. Well, maybe he did, but can't pursue me if you're dead. Tony had me pick up some people for a Don Salvatore meeting, which included Joey, Luigi, and Tony. I met Salvatore, who said,
"I see nothing but good things for you, my boy."
Which was a damn lie. And he started giving me missions. First up was chaperoning his girl Maria, which resulted in me dropping her off at a party and promptly abandoning her. But the cops ruined that plan. As soon as they showed up, I got 2 wanted stars. This was a scripted wanted level, and I couldn't skip picking up Maria since the game would tell me if I left her behind. Nope, not doing this again. So that's 2 more to the count.
You know, you treat me really good, respect and everything.
He literally did not say a word. In another letter Tony left for me, he told me to kill a bunch of triads. Wow, killing a bunch of people based off a letter sounds like a great idea. And it was, because the police didn't catch me. They also didn't catch me in the next mission where Tony sent me to blow up even more triads. Clearly some not dealt with, but that's not my problem. Salvatore told me the Colombian cartel was making spank and he had a rat among his men. Curly Bob was the main suspect, but I had to find out for sure. Alright, let's do this chase. Okay. I followed the rat to Catalina and I whacked him in seconds. But following him led me to a spank factory in a boat, which Salvatore demanded I blow up. So I now had to recruit 8-Ball. And when I tell you, this guy is a contender for the worst companion, not only in GTA, but in any game ever. So I met up with 8-Ball, and first, I had to pay him $100,000 of my own money to start the next mission. And honestly, I still don't understand how the hell a guy that can barely use his hands is gonna plant a bomb, especially when I had to do all the work anyway. Why did he come along? It didn't help that this mission was extremely problematic. It told me to snipe some guys, which wasn't too hard. The problem was that my gunshots caused the police to notice, and if I shot too much, I got wanted. But an even bigger problem was 8-Ball. Not only was this guy missing his hands, he was also missing his brain and kept walking in to kill himself. This took me so many tries, and I attempted to get some melee kills, but even if I took out a few guys, 8-Ball always rushed onto the ship to die and ruined the mission. This clown 8-Ball was so bad, I couldn't beat this mission no matter how much I tried. I mean, seriously, this is what I'm dealing with here. And this mission taught me a valuable lesson. Sometimes the hardest thing is knowing when to give up. But I didn't learn it, I'm way too stubborn to quit. Eventually I came across a no gun strat by this person, and it was extremely useful, but also still hard to pull off. Basically, the first step was to put 8-Ball in timeout beneath a car. This didn't completely work though, since he would quickly teleport out, but it was satisfying. After running over the first couple guys on the dock, I had to drive onto the boat and very quickly get out of the car before it blew up, which felt very luck-based. I could get this guy by the barrels to kill himself, then the rest of the guys I could take out with a mix of running them over and shooting them. All the while, 8-Ball was oblivious and would gladly run onto the ship in the middle of gunfire. I actually hate this man so much. After many attempts, I finally pulled it off with no wanted stars. Salvatore needed me to get rid of a car, but Maria paged me that it was a trap. And you know what? It was probably set up by 8-Ball. This man literally cannot do anything and then tries to kill me. I narrowly evaded it and boarded a boat with Maria and her friend Asuka to Staunton Island. And as soon as I got to a new island, I was sent back to Portland to kill Salvatore. Like, we really couldn't have done this right before we came over here. This is literally the first mission here. Be serious. Anyway, Salvatore and I had beef, but we worked it out on the remix. Asuka introduced me to her brother Kenji, and the vibes were very off.
Drop by my casino and we can talk.
Just like Kenji, always trying to play with my toys.
Is there anyone who doesn't want to f this man?
Sorry, babe.
Oh, come on. And Kenji did have a few optional missions for me, but unfortunately, I was not about to do Kenji or his missions. Asuka told me to take out some spying cops, which meant sniping these guys in the park, convincing these guys to blow up their own van, and sniping more guys on these balconies. But none of them were that important to the cops, I guess. A reporter was also bothering Asuka, so I took care of him. I didn't realize I could shoot from this boat because I didn't read, but the guy kindly offered to drown himself for me. Asuka told me about her friend Ray, and I had to do a goofy chase between payphones until he would give me his real location. And Ray should have changed the Y to a T because, my guy, you are a rat. You live in a public toilet. Just nasty. But Ray had plenty of work for me to do, and first, I needed to kill a snitch that was under witness protection. I'm already regretting working for this man. To do this, I had to aim a grenade in this window, which luckily the devs made way harder than it needed to be. Okay, that literally was in the window. Alright, we got him. And the worst part was that there were 2 forced wanted stars that I could do nothing about, since they were scripted to appear once I landed a grenade. Well, with one caveat. So technically there are 2 scripted wanted stars here, but there's actually a 3-second gap between when I regain control and when those wanted stars appear. So if I could somehow kill the witness and end the mission before 3 seconds passed, I could actually beat this without any wanted stars. So I needed to blow up this car fast, and the only options to do that were a tank or an RPG. And considering I had neither, that was going to be hard. On top of this, I'm not able to buy the RPG until literally one more mission, so I was out of luck. Oh hell nah, RPG hit me so hard it sent me back to GTA 4. Oh look, it's the sponsor of today's video, Sprunk. But an RPG can be found in the map on the roof of this house, which is in Shoreside Vale, which I haven't unlocked yet. But luckily, thanks to this glitch, I'm actually able to jump on the train, fall through the floor, and land in Shoreside Vale, even though it's blocked off. And yeah, usually I don't use glitches for these videos, but I'll note it in the final count, cause why not? I was able to get the RPG, but then the problem became, how do I get back to Staunton Island without dying? If I die, I lose my weapons, so I needed some way to get across. The only solution I could think of was to fly a dodo across, but this took so many tries because flying a dodo in this game is near impossible. After falling into the water many times, I managed to make it back home, safe and sound. And with my new RPG, I could blow up this car and end the mission before I even picked up those wanted stars. So 2 stars with no glitches, but with glitches, no wanted stars. So after killing the witness, I went back to Ray, who volunteered me for a call to arms. Alright, devs are going to hell for that. And this guy totally lied about losing his arm in the war, by the way. This happened in Vice City. Oh, damn! Not even the correct arm either. So I had to defend this guy from attackers, and this fire truck randomly burst in and blocked the gate perfectly. I beat the mission and thought little of it, proceeding to look under stalls for Ray's next mission, where I now had to destroy some evidence. So this was another mission of destroying a police vehicle that would get me wanted as soon as I rammed into it. This was similar to the first mission where I had to ram into a van and it couldn't take damage other than from me. I literally witnessed the car drive into the water and it just teleported back to the road like nothing happened. I also spotted Joe's Pizza and learned that GTA 3 used pictures of real life to make the map. That's crazy. Anyway, this mission seemed impossible like the previous one, but I learned a very useful trick that might be considered a glitch. In the previous mission, Arms Shortage, there was a tank, but the door for this tank is locked until the game is complete. And there are 2 strats to getting this tank. One is to block both doors, get behind, and press F. Normally, if you can't access the doors, the game teleports you into a vehicle, and that worked with this tank. I just had to be careful to leave the door open when I got out and drive it all the way back to my garage. I could also push it there, though this was much harder. So this was kind of a glitch, but regardless, it was useful. When I went back to the next mission, the tank demolished this van, and going frame by frame, I saw no wanted stars, so this was free. Ray had yet another rat for me to kill, and this guy was fishing on the water. Rub out Ray's partner? No. I'm good. I also don't think he knows how to fish. I chased him for a minute, but proceeded to kill him pretty quickly. One subway trip back to Staunton, and Ray told me the guy I just murdered somehow survived.
I paid you good money to kill that witness, and he ain't dead!
Alright, there's a very real possibility this guy is a god. I don't know what to tell you, Ray. This time I had to finish the guy off, but just getting near his ambulance gave me some wanted stars. And doing enough damage to knock him out raised my wanted level to 3 stars. Unlike before, using my tank just resulted in the ambulance being a decoy in an endless loop. So no matter what, I had to damage the van without a tank and earn 3 stars. Oh, and I tried sniping this from afar, and it didn't get me wanted when I damaged the van, but it did when I got close enough for the body to fall out, which was still required. The body cast was tough to destroy too, and I kept getting wanted while trying to blow it up. So I lost the police and got some help running him over. But unfortunately, there was nothing I could do about these 3 stars. Next I met Donald Love, who I helped destroy evidence for earlier, and he got me to save the man who was with me in the police van at the start of the game. Things were getting boring, so he suggested I drive a Colombian car and start a gang war by killing a Yakuza. Kenji, aka Asuka's brother. Asuka gonna hate me. For this mission, I had to stay in the car while running over Kenji and leaving the area, or I would be seen and fail. But running him or anyone else over instantly gave me 3 wanted stars. Eventually, I tried hitting him from the other side, and if I ran into this limo at just the right angle, I indirectly killed him, so I didn't get any wanted stars. The problem was, I also was riddled with bullets, and the car quickly caught on fire, which, if I got out too soon, I would fail the mission. This took me many tries, but hitting the limo just right and being quick got me the kill and allowed me to escape with no new stars. Following that big success, I had to pick up some packages a plane dropped in the ocean, and for every package I picked up, my wanted level increased until I had 5 stars. If I didn't pick up the packages, I failed the mission, but if I did, I got wanted. Really not much I could do here, so this added 5 more stars. Back to Ray, he said the CIA was onto him. I mean, dude, you live in a bathroom, you don't think that's a little sus? So I had to drive him to the airport, but the bridge was closed. So I drove on the subway and barely made it, which introduced me to the 3rd island in the game, which I totally haven't already been to. But now I could get across this bridge that could lift up. The next mission was called Grand Theft arrow. Ah, so close.
Thank you for retrieving those packages, but they were only a decoy.
Are you kidding me? I took 5 stars for that. So now I had to get the real package. First, I had to clear a plane hangar, then go to this construction site and clear it out. I took this elevator up to find Catalina and her new man, who she quickly betrayed. Asuka showed up and swore to get revenge on him for killing her brother.
This worm killed my brother.
Yeah, I would kill the guy that did that too. And I made it back to Dom with his case, which I then had to help escort. At first I thought this mission was awful, but then I found a good strat and realized the mission was still awful. Step 1, don't actually escort the van. Step 2, push it into the garage, and that's it. Basically just avoid the whole mission. But even though I avoided most of the last mission, the very next one forced me to drive this van as a decoy, and I basically had to survive 3 minutes of a 6-star wanted level. These stars are the whole mission. There's basically nothing I can do here since I just have to run out the timer, and I have 6 wanted stars for the whole time. So unfortunately, that adds 6 to my counter. And after doing this challenge for 6 other GTA games, this is the only one that has forced a 6-star wanted level on me. My next Don mission was nothing, because he kind of just disappeared overnight. But this building was weird, I kept hearing voices.
In the Navy. That's your coup.
Time to go back to Asuka. She was smacking up this guy who told me Catalina had squads looking for me, so I needed to act as bait and draw them to a trap. Luring them there was super easy, and the Yakuza took them out. Asuka was showing the hostage how to use Spank,
Smash them to splinters.
and she found out that there were espresso stands used as fronts to sell Spank. I had to find all 9 of them across the entire map in 8 minutes. Now, this mission is kind of impossible because the game doesn't even tell you where to go. You have to actually look through the whole map. But luckily, I have no shame. I looked up guides for how to do this online, and some of them said to use Ray's Bulletproof Patriot, but I'm a dumbass and I forgot to park it in the garage, so it never got saved. Still, with the path in mind, I could crash into all 9 stalls without police. Maria told me that a plane was coming in with more Spank, so I could shoot it down for some debris, but shooting down this plane gave me 4 wanted stars. This was the penultimate mission, so I had to do it, and failing to shoot the plane down would result in me failing. My only option here was to shoot it and take the 4 stars. I came back to the construction site to find out that Maria was taken ransom by Catalina, and Claude completely ignored the dead bodies of Asuka and this other guy. This man is cold. But time to get Maria back. Catalina demanded I bring $500,000 to get Maria back, so I brought a briefcase with the cash to her mansion. All of my weapons were taken away for this, but I picked some up, fought my way through some heavily armed men, and I finally shot down Catalina. Damn, the realism in this game is crazy. Throughout all the gunfire and explosions, the police stayed out of the final mission. So with Catalina gone, Claude was free, and I was done with another GTA game, this time with a grand total of 21 stars, not counting 2 stars from this mission or 2 more from this where I used a glitch. This playthrough was going really well until close to the end, and this is the only game I recall forcing a 6-star wanted level. Happy with how most of this went, and if you guys think I can avoid any of the wanted stars in this video with or without glitches, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed, subscribe to Epic Cakes Gaming for more challenge videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.